Sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows. Everything that's wonderful is what I feel.
Hi, my name is Amy Selle, and before we get started, I just want to say thank you to M&P for asking me to be part of the Train of Positivity. It's exciting to be part of something that's purpose is to spread positivity in the world, and I hope I can help do that for you. So I'm going to talk today about how we perceive aging and how we can maybe try to see things a little bit differently, because that's how we help each other, by sharing our perspectives. I studied journalism as an undergraduate and got my master's degree in communications, and I've worked for newspapers, and I decided right away that I wanted to go into communications, specifically into marketing and healthcare. And after doing marketing in healthcare for a hospital system for a while, I moved into doing marketing for an organization that provided senior living, and eventually another organization that did senior living and in-home care, mostly for older adults. And one of the things I noticed right away was that there seemed to be an aging bias. And what I mean by that is that we perceive older adults to be very different from us. We perceive aging to be something that we don't want to do, which I found very peculiar, because let's think about it, we're all aging, and if you're aging, you're living, which is a good thing. And people who are older than us have lived longer than us, and by the very nature of that, have experienced more, have grown in wisdom, just by living and by doing things. And there's so much value in that. And so people would say things to me like, I'm not sure how you work there. It seems like something that would be hard to do. And I saw it completely differently. I saw it as an opportunity to really learn and grow from the people around me who had spent their lives learning and doing and being part of our society and part of community. Because of that, I decided right away that I wanted to try in my marketing efforts to portray people who are aging as vibrant and with great dimension in their lives, and as having a wealth of experience, and not being just a simple category, which we often see. And how I started to translate that was many times what you'll see in marketing for older adults, or marketing to family members of older adults, is that we try to show a very stereotypical view of what we think an older adult might look like, or what it might look like to provide care to them. So that might look something like there is a caregiver and he or she is helping an older adult out of a wheelchair, or there is a care provider who is walking alongside an older adult who's using a walker. And I thought, surely there's more to older adults than just the implement that they use to get around. There's more to me than the car I drive. And so what else could we show? We started to work toward moving from being very literal about showing that how we help a senior, to showing seniors what they could achieve if they have the right wellness supports around them. And what they can achieve is continued vitality and continued wellness and continued dimension in their lives when they have the supports that they need to be able to do what they've always loved doing and what they're passionate about. So here's a tip for how to think about older adults and aging a little bit differently. When we think about the first half of life, we have a lot of categories to describe people of different ages. We have newborns, we have early childhood, we have elementary school, middle school, high school, college, young adult, young married life, young family life, etc. And We tend to, when we think about older adults, just lump them all into one group called seniors. You know, if you're 50 plus or you're 55 plus, all of a sudden you're a senior for the rest of your life. And I think we need to try a little bit harder. From the age of 50 to 100, there's a lot of different categories within that big span of 50 years of age in that second half of life. And so one of the things we can do to communicate with each other better is to appreciate that somebody who is 60 is different from somebody who is 80, who is different from somebody who is 99 or 100 or 112. And to acknowledge that, and then to ask about this phase of life that they're in, what they're enjoying, what they're doing, what their passions are, and just to know that there are many different phases in later life too. By acknowledging that, we are acknowledging a fuller experience in aging and appreciating those people more. The other thing that we can do always is to ask anybody about their experience, especially people who are in their later years and looking for ways to connect. One of the things we don't do enough of is to see ourselves in others. And that goes back to remembering that we're all aging and that our core self doesn't change as we age. We are still the same person inside as we get into later life. And so when you see somebody who's older than you, maybe even really a lot older than you, it's important to remember that they are like you and you are like them. By doing that, we can have better conversations with each other. I hope these tips give you some insight into how I go about handling marketing for the company that I work for, which we do marketing mainly for older adult services. And I hope it gives you some insight into how you can be a better friend to people who are older than you and to see aging a little bit differently. And you can find me on Twitter at Selle Amy, that's at SELLEAMY, or you can follow me on LinkedIn.
Thanks so much for joining us for the Train of Positivity Virtual Summit. We hope you choose to have a great day. Please be sure to check out other positive influencers throughout the summit. And if you enjoyed this specific talk, feel free to like and subscribe and share with other positive humans through your favorite social media outlets using the hashtag #TrainOfPositivity.